back to my YouTube channel. My name is Odette Mguni and I'm back with another video. So today I have a really special guest. My cousin! So we're just gonna be doing like an interview, sort of. So yeah, I want to say Happy Mother's Day. Today is Mother's Day, and you are a mother.
Yes.
So speaking of the topic of being a mother, what is the most challenging thing that you have found being a mother?
There's a lot. First of all, hi guys. Hi guys, my name is Zamasiba Dlamini, and this is my baby cousin. And she requested me to come and do this interview. Okay, to answer your question, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot of changing things about being a mom. There's a lot from birth to taking care of a child to needing support to take care of the child. Because I had a child when I was still in university. I think I was doing my third year, yes. So it was challenging. But it's a day that you get over and then it's all right. But there's a lot. I think that the most challenging thing for me at the beginning stages of my motherhood was my child being very sickly. Because he was a premature baby. So he was always sick. We were always in and out of hospital. But man, as he's 4 now, he's grown. So now, Sakuli a lot. But there's certain conditions that he has that we're trying to understand more. And yeah, but it's nice. I wouldn't say there's challenges that you can't get over, but there are challenges. Yeah.
So what do you enjoy the most about motherhood?
So what I enjoy most about being about motherhood is because I work very far from home, so I come back home on Fridays. So him being happy to see me come home on a Friday is the most amazing thing ever. It's priceless for me. Even though when your child cries when you leave, but it fulfills me because it's like, okay, he still loves me. He still loves me. I think I would be like, when he grows older, I'm gonna be like, how yeah, I really like that a lot. Yeah.
So yeah, you're raising a boy. So we are growing in this economy where gender-based violence is such a high rise.
Yeah.
So what are the values or the beliefs that you're instilling in your son so that he becomes a better person in the future?
I think the biggest thing is because I feel like ingane, they grow up with this thing, especially if ingane crash, they grow up with this thing of always wanting to fight. He's at that stage where he's very aggressive and stuff. But I think the biggest thing is to teach him that he knows the difference between a boy and a girl right now. So he knows Utuban is a girl, Uban is a boy. So that's not an issue. But the biggest thing I would teach him is to respect anyone, regardless of if they're a boy or a girl. But respect, because he's growing up with, there's only one male figure in the house that he's growing up in front of, which is his grandfather. But there's other 3 female figures, which is myself, my mom, and his nanny. So it's important for him to understand what he has to respect them. He has to acknowledge them. He must always know what they are fragile. Yeah, but just as much as he's fragile, but he has to understand even if it says I'm aggressive, the first thing they do is shy. Now he's growing up saying so he knows you don't do what for. If he wants to voice something out, instead of being aggressive, he must talk.
He must sit down with the person and just talk.
He must not like sit down because he's still young, but like instead of being aggressive, so I think that's what I'm sister they're failing to do, because statistics gender-based violence is because they don't want to talk. they are not willing to listen, they are not willing to talk. Because mhlazane wakwaqala phansi nomuntu okuphathe kabi noma nomuntu owenze something wakhuluma naye, yonke leyo nto is being released. Hayi futhi ukhuluma naye in an aggressive manner, but sit down. Yes, resolve the issue. If we want
to voice out, no, be like, hey, this is the issue that I'm having 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, and listen, if it's more about okay, our energies are getting high, or asuga, leave the conversation right now. No matter, agree to talk once we're okay, because talking in my it does not resolve the issue. It gets worse, and that's when the aggressive parts come in. Manje umuntu se uyabona ukuthi akusangizwa, England. So basically, yeah.
So let's go back to career goals. So when did you know that you wanted to become a teacher?
At a very young age. I remember growing up. Okay, we came to Laispingo in 2006. So 2006, 2006. We came to Laispingo in 2006. And we used to live with my cousins, like, miso, no wine and stuff. So we used to stay with my cousins, Sok and Jelai's Pingo. And then, like, whenever it's weekends, I would say, I was always a teacher. Yeah? I always liked that. I always liked also helping my brother with homework. I always liked helping my brother with homework. So I was always like that one who would say, so 1 plus 1. Even before that, when we stayed in before we moved here, I would always like Miss Cloud. I mean, I didn't like the Mas. I always liked being in a classroom. I liked even watching teach. Even watching what teacher I'd be like, yo, that's where I want to be. And I knew at a very young age. So when I got to matric and we were applying through CAOs, my first choice was Ejude. Was in your phone is teaching. So I always knew I wanted to be a teacher. It was my J. I knew hesitate. Even when I did my second choice, I was like, no, I'll do, because my second choice was the Bachelor of Social Science. I was like, okay, I'm going to BSc, but I'm going to do PGCE later, because I knew teacher
is what you wanted.
I didn't think twice.
You know exactly what teaching is what you want.
Yeah.
So what would you say because when you're teaching different type of people with different type of energies, what do you think are the challenging traits that you will face when coming across maybe a student who maybe has a bit of an attitude, or has that
that's difficult.
I'm not listening to you, just
because I teach at a TVET college. It's not a high school, it's not a primary. So a TVET college is like an FET college where Ziza for to further their studies, but it's not like a university and stuff. So bafuna skills. Okay. So I like a TVET college corner all ages. I even have people that are older than me, but from this side.
Okay.
So I bang born okay, I'm young. They can see, and then that's when they start having an attitude. But the best thing that I do is I try by all means, no matter into okay la, I'm getting mad, but I always have to because in our teaching career we are never first choice. Because my client's age. So whatever I do, I'll face the consequences of it. Even if it's I ain't real. But how I react, I'll face the
because you are a teacher, you're supposed to be like.
So I always try by all means, okay, in that situation where I'll try and ignore it. But after class, I'll try and address it with the students. Ngimbuze ukuthi, is there an issue? If there's an issue, can you resolve the issue and move forward? Because I will not tolerate being disrespected by you in front of abanye abantwana. Yabo? So if there's an issue, can you please resolve the issue right now? If there's no issue, going forward, can you please not disrespect me in front of abanye abantwana? Because but I could have addressed it in front of the whole class. But now I'm just trying to, if I address it in front of if manje sengi-address in front of the whole class, kuzobe sengathi manje ngibukisa ngayo umntwana. Yabo, kuzobe sengathi kwaphela ingane ezizohleka. Ingithi ngiphoxile manje, ingane ihleke nani yabo. At first, when I was still new in this teaching industry last year when I got my job, I was like that. But ngabona ukuthi even though I've never had a certain case, but ngabona ukuthi no, let the end situation be worse. Ngoba umntwana the following day uzofika ne-attitude more kenale eyangayizolo yabo. So I was like, ish, this thing is getting worse. As in, the best thing is ukuthi amiyeke ayenze into ayenzayo, but as soon as the class ends, address it.
What's the
issue? Let's resolve the issue. If there's no issue, going forward, that's all. But when you're in my class, you listen to me. If you have a question, I will answer your question. But if you have nothing else to do or say,
just like keep quiet. Just shush. So when you became 20, what was the first thing that was on your mind?
Oh, that was 7 years ago. No, when I turned 20, I can't remember. But I know I turned 20, I was doing my first year when I turned 20. So I think the most exciting thing for me when I turned 20 and I was doing my first year was the freedom. Because I went to university and Clares. So
that's like the most
a lot of freedom. But on weekends I had to go home. But during the week I knew what I was attending. In my 20s, I think my first year was a year where I did yonke thing and games. Like I went out with friends, I attended, I had fun. I did any other 20-year-old would do, but I always respected my parents. I made sure when I was at home, I would do izinto zasekhaya. But as soon as I get to school, so I think the biggest thing for me when I think I didn't have anything in mind or plans, but I think I used my freedom to the utmost. I said it's a very freedom when I was in my 20s. So and I don't regret it at all. I think it's fine because now, as I'm turning 27 this year, I'm like, okay, now I know what's wrong, right. In order for you to get change, you must do this. In order for you to feel like, so now I know, you are a... What are these places? You won't excite me to a coupon. Like I won't be excited like I would if I was 20.
But now you're just like,
okay, sure. I'm gonna go to a more relaxed vibe and have conversations. That's how I'm not judging people that are doing that, but my preference,
your preference,
I like going to places where I want to have conversations with people. I want to talk to people. Yes, I wouldn't mind going to the whatever. But it wouldn't excite me as much as it did in my 20s as it would now.
Are there anything that, what have you learned from being 20 up until now? What are the lessons that you have learned now?
The lessons that I've learned is don't...
But you're still in your 20s, but like...
The lesson that I've learned is don't rush things. Like things will happen at its own time. Don't rush things that are bigger than you. Don't rush things that also figure this isn't always will always be there. Fun will always be there. All you have to do is focus on school, focus on getting whatever, even if you're doing a degree, focus on that. If you're doing a diploma, focus on that. If you're doing a certain certificate, focus on that. You won't at this time. So focus on getting an education. Once you get an education, you get an income. Focus on that, getting an income. Starting ground a career yakho. Make sure that your family is all taken care of. If you need to take care of your family, make sure that you are taken care of, and then ogunye will follow. So I think my biggest lesson was don't rush things, because I feel like I rushed into having a child, even though I'm grateful for my child, but I feel like I rushed into having a child, number one. But it's in those they fell into place even after. So like I can think that me having a child was a huge exactly.
Yeah, because
my
you
child
even graduated. Like what's having a planner?
So my child wasn't a big setback for me. I think it's because I got a lot of support from my parents.
And it was easy. That made it
easier, and I was able to carry on with my studies, and I graduated Yeah, but even when I didn't get a job for that year, I made sure that I had an income that I was doing. Yeah, so
like you were busy teaching
people.
You even taught me.
Yes, I was busy tutoring and all of that. So I think that was the like don't rush into things. Isn't step by step. They know.
They know.
Our parents know.
Yeah.
So must listen to them.
I feel like when you're in your 20s, it's very easy to be lost into this freedom that you're gonna have. It be like, oh, I'm having this freedom, or be lost into the things and to rush into things, to rush into excitement, to rush into like having everything sorted out. Like I feel like you don't have to have everything sorted out in your 20s.
Yeah, no, you don't.
You don't. Like, you
don't.
Yeah, like there's pressure you have to be this. You have to get it all together. You have to be like, no.
I think my biggest lesson that I learned was yonke into isikhathi sayo. Ibaluleke kakhulu leyo nto ukuthi understand everything is isikhathi sayo. Just because when always you did it at 22 doesn't mean I'm gonna do it at 22. Yabo? Just because Usman did it at 25 doesn't mean now we're going at 25. Yabo? Everyone has a time frame for their dance. And be like, at this age,
because at the same time you don't know you you're just seeing the good side, but you know like the inner side, no you don't.
So you just step by step. In order for you to get to step 2, you must roll out step 1.
You can't just
step 5. Step 1.
Like because you're just gonna crash.
Exactly.
So how did you juggle like school and child and yourself at the same time?
I think when I lost myself, I think for the 2 years where I was raising Unkanyezi, like full on, when it's Unkanyezi, I think I lost myself in that 2 years because I focused kakulu on my son. I focused kakulu on him being okay.
You are so busy making sure
even when I was doing this the job book tutoring and stuff, it wasn't because I wanted money. It was because I had to make sure my son had 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. It was for him. Because I know if it's happening and I'm done, but not as active as I was.
Because Mama,
So I think it was hard because I had my son doing my 3rd year, and then I had to do my final year, and he wasn't. I had to compose. I had him in January. I had to go back to school in February. So I went back to school in January. I attended everything. It was okay. Shame, I don't want to lie. Unfortunately, COVID hit, but still it was okay. It was smooth sailing. I had no issues. My mom was there to support me. My dad was there to support me. I had a nanny full-time at that time. The only time I didn't have a nanny was when I graduated and then I stayed at Kai. So obviously, what am I going to need a nanny for? So that's when I was just me and Ukanyezi and stuff. But I wouldn't say my challenges are cool that I had, but it was just being part of Umzali. I think I did everything Umzali would do for their child. I call it a special. I think it was just everything that I had to do to make sure that my son was okay, especially because my son was very sickly and I had to breastfeed him. So that's why I didn't go back to raise. I had to come back and look at the cat because I had to breastfeed him because he was premature. So basically it's that. I wouldn't say there was challenging about me juggling school, no mama, because my son would sleep at school. With my assignments. I had a nanny at that time and she would assist me if I had to do assignments. It wasn't like a huge task. I wouldn't say, oh my god, this was so hard, I was doing everything on my own. I would be lying. Like I didn't do everything on my own. I had support. Yes, I did have support.
So to end off this interview, what is one thing that you would like to say to
your viewers?
Yes.
So basically, I know my viewers are people your age, people that you went to school with, or family, or Basically, I would say, especially to boys and girls, I would say make sure you do not look at the next person if ever do that you want to do. Because the most hurtful thing you could do to yourself is looking at what did that person go through. You don't know how hard it was. But you don't know because if you're gonna pray for you should also pray for the hardship they went through. But you're not strong enough for the hardship that they went through. So be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for your parents. Respect your parents. Respect umhlaba. Respect your job if you're working. Respect your schoolwork if you funda.
Don't be like, I am 20, I got my own freedom, I can do whatever, and be like, hey.
No. So make sure you focus on what you want. Focus on what you need. Don't look at the next person. Yeah, but you'll get advice from family and friends. But say, no, don't do this. But if you call it again,
just do it. Just do it, honestly.
So basically, I think that would be all. But I think it's relevant right now for each generation because unemployment rate is too high. I think abantu need to now be trained or need to be equipped or skilled into doing izinto on their own, especially when it comes to businesses. Guys, if you have to study business management or business whatever, study that. And make sure you open a certain business that will generate income for you, that will generate income for abanye abantu, employment for abanye abantu. Do it that you know that will sustain you and you laugh. Because ungathembeli kwi-career yakho sabanenhlahla sakwazi ukuthi sithole umsebenzi isikhathi esincane, but income is not enough. And now I'm thinking of doing something else. But now if ubona ukuthi ngihlele ekhaya for 3 years angenzi lutho,
do something, honey. Do something.
You must wake up.
You must wake up. Thank you so much for this interview. I really appreciate being here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, turn on the notification which you notified every time I post a new video. Always remember, guys, to share love, positivity, and light. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on my next one. Bye.